Scientists have long been fascinated by extinct animals. After all, proving for certain that a species is truly gone is nearly impossible. The Earth is vast and full of remote places, so who's to say something hasn't survived? That's why we put together a list of 7 extinct creatures that might still be alive. Let's dive in. The first creature on our list is the Nandi bear, one of Africa's most mysterious creatures. It is said to roam the remote forests and savannas of Kenya and Uganda. Local tribes have long told stories of a powerful, muscular animal, covered in thick fur, hunting under the cover of night, and letting out terrifying, otherworldly growls. Eyewitnesses describe it as a strange mix, part bear, part hyena, part leopard, an unusual combination, especially considering that no species of bear lives in Africa. Yet, sightings and reports have persisted since the early 20th century, from travelers, from colonists, from the locals themselves. Some researchers believe the Nandi bear could be a relic species, perhaps a surviving short-faced bear, or even an extinct giant hyena. Others suggest it might be an unknown genetic offshoot of a predator we already know. Even today, stories of livestock attacks of enormous footprints, of eerie, bone-chilling growls, continue to surface. If the Nandi bear is real, it may still be roaming, deep within Africa's most isolated wildernesses. Number 2 is Megalania, a giant lizard that lived in Australia around 50,000 years ago. This massive reptile could grow over 20 feet long and weigh nearly 1,100 pounds, making it one of the largest land-dwelling lizards to ever exist. Megalania was an apex predator, sitting at the very top of the food chain. It looks similar to a modern monitor lizard, but on a much larger and more terrifying scale. Its scientific name, Varanus priscus, reveals its close relationship to the Komodo dragon. Scientists believe Megalania hunted large marsupials using ambush tactics and may have even possessed venomous saliva, much like its modern relatives. Interestingly, Aboriginal legends describe giant snakes with legs, powerful creatures that once dominated the land. Some researchers believe these ancient stories could be early references to Megalania. While there is no solid proof that it survived into modern times, reports continue to surface from remote parts of Australia. Massive footprints, strange sightings, and unexplained encounters have been reported over the years. In the 1970s, witnesses in Queensland claimed to see a huge scaly reptile vanish into the bush. The Australian outback is vast, isolated, and still largely unexplored, and it may be hiding secrets we have yet to uncover. Next up, this is a creature you definitely know, the mammoth. These massive relatives of modern elephants once roamed across Eurasia and North America, dominating frozen landscapes during the Ice Age. Mammoths could grow up to 13 feet tall and weigh as much as 22,000 pounds, making them some of the largest land mammals to ever exist. They were covered in thick fur to survive the extreme cold, and their long, curved tusks could reach over 16 feet in length. Most mammoths went extinct around 10,000 years ago. However, a small isolated population survived on Wrangel Island until just 4,000 years ago. That means mammoths were still alive while the pyramids of Egypt were being built. Thanks to Siberia's permafrost, scientists have uncovered frozen mammoth remains with skin, fur, and tissue remarkably well preserved. Researchers have even sequenced the mammoth genome and are now attempting to create a cold-adapted hybrid using Asian elephant DNA. Despite this, some believe mammoths may not be entirely gone. Hunters and geologists have reported sightings of massive, hairy animals deep in remote regions of Siberia. While none of these encounters have been scientifically confirmed, the mystery continues. One of the most fascinating creatures in this video is the Mokul Mbembe. This legendary animal is said to inhabit the Congo River basin in Central Africa. Its name comes from the Lingala language and translates to the one who stops the flow of rivers. According to eyewitness descriptions, Mokul Mbembe is a massive reptilian creature, reaching up to 33 feet in length, with a long neck and bulky body. Many compare it to a diplodocus, a herbivorous dinosaur believed to have gone extinct 66 million years ago. The first written accounts appeared in the early 1900s when European explorers recorded local tribal beliefs. Villagers pointed to specific swampy regions, including the Likwala area, where the creature was said to live. Some claimed they had seen it crossing rivers, causing massive waves as it moved through the water. Over the decades, multiple expeditions were launched in search of proof. None returned with conclusive evidence. Even so, reports continue to surface, including stories of boats being overturned in remote waterways. Most scientists remain skeptical, suggesting misidentified hippos, large monitor lizards, or folklore passed down through generations. Still, the idea of a living dinosaur hidden deep within the African jungle remains one of cryptozoology's greatest mysteries. Number 5 in our video is the moa. These were giant, flightless birds native to New Zealand, and they went extinct only a few hundred years ago. The largest species, including Dinornis, could stand up to 12 feet tall. Moa were herbivores, feeding on leaves, twigs, and fruits across forests and shrublands. They had no wings at all, not even small vestigial ones. Their powerful legs were built for running, while their long necks allowed them to reach vegetation at different heights. For thousands of years, their main natural predator was Haast's eagle, a massive bird of prey that hunted them from above. However, the real pressure came from humans. When the Maori arrived in New Zealand around the year 1300, moas were hunted extensively, and their habitats were rapidly destroyed. Within just a few centuries, these giant birds disappeared. Despite this, reports have continued to surface since the early 1900s. Hikers and farmers in remote areas of New Zealand's South Island have described seeing large, wingless birds vanish into the forest. Some have even claimed to find unusually large bird tracks. Among extinct animals, the moa is often considered one of the most plausible candidates for survival. Number 6, we have the pterosaurs. They weren't dinosaurs, but a unique group of flying reptiles that lived from the late Triassic to the end of the Cretaceous. They were the first vertebrates capable of powered flight, mastering the skies millions of years before birds existed. Some of the largest species had wingspans over 35 feet and could weigh up to 500 pounds, yet their bodies were surprisingly lightweight, with hollow bones and strong chest muscles built for sustained flight. Their wings were made of skin stretched along an elongated fourth finger to their bodies, and many had sharp teeth, long beaks, and striking bony crests on their heads. Some may have even been covered in primitive, fuzzy filaments. Pterosaurs hunted fish, small land animals, and other prey, and on land they likely walked on all fours, hopping and moving with surprising agility. Although they went extinct 66 million years ago, modern reports continue to surface. In Papua New Guinea, locals describe the ropen, a massive winged creature with a crest and a glowing tail. In Texas and Arizona, witnesses report leathery winged animals silently gliding through the night, sometimes near livestock. No hard evidence exists, but fascination with these incredible ancient flyers remains as strong as ever. The final creature in our video is the Megatherium, one of the largest land mammals to ever walk the earth. This prehistoric giant sloth could grow up to 20 feet long and weigh over 8,800 pounds, towering over almost any animal in its environment. It roamed across South America and is believed to have gone extinct roughly 10,000 years ago, likely due to climate changes and human hunting. Yet, some believe it may have survived, hiding deep within the dense, remote jungles of the Amazon. Local tribes tell stories of a creature called the Mapinguari, a massive animal said to walk upright on two legs, topple trees, flip canoes, and emit terrifying, bone-chilling growls that echo through the forest. Eyewitness accounts closely resemble what scientists know of Megatherium. Explorers and jungle expeditions have reported enormous footprints, broken vegetation, and strange, eerie sounds from deep in the forest that cannot be easily explained. While no conclusive proof exists, researchers admit that vast portions of the Amazon remain largely unexplored, making it one of the few places on Earth where a creature this massive could potentially survive unnoticed. Perhaps the megatherium is truly extinct. Or perhaps it still survives, silently watching from the shadows, completely unseen by human eyes.